Hello, everyone. My name is Victor, and once again, welcome to another episode of English Made Easy. How's everybody doing? I'm doing great myself, in case you're wondering. In this video, we will do another deep dive into some of the most commonly mispronounced English words by some Filipinos. And let me emphasize it here, some Filipinos only and not all Filipinos. And this is only part 1 of this series. As your host, it is my hope that together we will learn how these words are spoken the North American way. Let me remind you once more that we have made a few videos on the subjects of English grammar and proper pronunciation of some difficult words. So please don't forget to check them all out as well as explore our channel. So without much further ado, let's get started. Let's take a look at our word number 1. And without mentioning the word first, let's reference it with the picture here. Now, if you take a look at its phonetic spelling, you will see that the letter O here has a macron sign on top of it. And the macron sign always indicates a stretched out letter, which means to say that the letter O here is a long O and not a short O as most of us are pronouncing this word. So with a phonetic spelling as our guide, this word is pronounced as gross. And if I were to put this word in a sentence, it would sound like this. The average annual gross income for Canada is $54,630. So once again, this word is pronounced as gross. Now let's take a look at our word number 2. And once again, without mentioning the word first, let's reference this word with the picture here. Now, if we take a look at its phonetic spelling, you will see that the stress here is in the first syllable. And the letter O is now a schwa sounding vowel. See that upside down letter E? That is the schwa sign, which indicates that a vowel is neutral and sounds like ah. So with a phonetic spelling as our guide, this word is pronounced as second. And if I were to put this word in a sentence, it would sound like this. The city placed second in the latest survey for the safest cities in the world. So once again, this word is pronounced as second. And this is our word number 3. And once again, without mentioning the word first, let's reference it with our picture here. Now let's take a look at its phonetic spelling. In the phonetic spelling, you will see that the stress is in the first syllable. And the 2 letter O's are now replaced by a single letter U with a diaeresis symbol on top of it, which means to say that the letter U here is a stretched out letter U. And if you notice, there is a schwa symbol in between the letters D and L, which means to say that this word is pronounced as noodle as opposed to noodle. And if I were to put this word in a sentence, it would sound like this. Japan has a great tasting noodle soup dish called ramen. So once again, this word is pronounced as noodle. Let's move on to our word number 4, and let's reference it with this picture here. If you take a look at its phonetic spelling, you will see that the stress is in the first syllable. And let's focus our attention to the letter S in the word, because right now it is being replaced by letters Z and H. So that means to say that our letter S there is a Z sounding letter S. And also, the vowels I and O in the word are now replaced by a schwa sound. So this word is actually pronounced as vision as opposed to vision. And if I were to put this word in a sentence, it would sound like this. Vision is the art of seeing what is invisible to others. And that is a quotation from Jonathan Swift. Once again, this word is pronounced as vision. This is our word number 5. And once again, let's reference it with a picture. If we take a look at its phonetic spelling, you will see that the stress is in the first syllable. And let's focus our attention to the vowels O and U in the word, because this is where most of us are confused in pronouncing this word. Now, let's redirect our attention to the phonetic spelling, because in the phonetic spelling, the vowels O and U in the word are now replaced by a schwa-sounding vowel. And lastly, the letter E is a long E as indicated by the macron sign on top of it. So this word is actually pronounced as journey. And if I were to read the road sign in the picture, it would say like this: big journeys begin with small steps. So once again, this word is pronounced as journey. Now let's examine this word. Again, let's reference it with a picture here. If we take a look at its phonetic spelling, you will see that the stress is in the first syllable. Now let's focus on the letter I in the word, because in the phonetic spelling, it is a schwa-sounding vowel. So basically, this word is pronounced as edit, as opposed to edit. And if I were to put this word in a sentence, it would sound like this: I edit my own essays before handing them in so that I can find my own errors. Again, this word is pronounced as edit. Now let's take a closer look at word number 7. And this picture here clearly evokes the real essence of the word. If we take a look at its phonetic spelling, you will see that the stress is in the first syllable. The first letter E of the word is a schwa-sounding letter E. Now, let's focus our attention to the letter I of the word, because this is where most of us are not getting it quite correctly. In the phonetic spelling, the letter I is replaced by a raised schwa sign. Now, this is where it is crucial, because the letter I here takes a much softer schwa sound. It's there, yet it's almost not there. It's almost negligible. And lastly, the letter E at the end of the word is dropped. So basically, this word is pronounced as fertile, as opposed to fertile. And if I were to use this word in a sentence, it would sound like this: the soils in the foothills of Mount Apo are known to be fertile. So the correct way to pronounce this word is fertile. This is our word number 8, and the picture here is a montage of its synonyms and phrasal adjectives that best describe this word. Let's take a look at its phonetic spelling. The stress of this word is obviously in the first syllable. Now let's direct our attention to the letter I of the word, because this is where most of us make a mistake of pronouncing this word. This letter I is a short I. It's a regular sounding letter I. So the correct way to pronounce this word is epic, as opposed to epic. So if I were to use this word in a sentence, it would sound like this: the basketball game was an epic battle between two great teams. So once again, this word is pronounced as epic. This is our word number 9. And the picture here basically depicts what's going on in terms of this word. Now, If we take a look at its phonetic spelling, you will see that the stress is in the first syllable. The letter A is a long A, as indicated by the macron sign on top of it. Take a look at the letter O here, because it takes a stretched out letter A sound, as indicated by the diaeresis symbol on top of it. So basically, this word is pronounced as chaos. So if I were to put this word in a sentence, it would sound like this. The scene with the dogs is a total chaos, but it was fun to watch. Once again, this word is pronounced as chaos. This is the 10th and the last word in our list, and it's exactly what's being shown in the picture. Let's take a look at its phonetic spelling. In its phonetic spelling, we can see that the first letter A of the word is a swas sounding letter A, and the stress is in the first syllable. Take note also that the second letter A of the word is a long A, as indicated by the macron sign on top of it. Now, the same as the first letter A of the word, the last letter A is a swas sounding letter A. So basically, this word is pronounced as acacia. So if I were to use this word in a sentence, it would sound like this. Acacia trees are ubiquitous in the Philippines. So once again, this word is pronounced as acacia. And there you have it, friends. Well, I hope this video has helped you with the correct pronunciations of the words in our list. And if you were right all along, then so much the better. It's good to practice and use the proper way of saying these words in our day-to-day living. As they say, practice makes perfect. Who knows, someone is listening and learns from you along the way. That would be cool, right? If you like this video, please don't forget to smash the subscribe, like, and share buttons, and give me some nice comments down below. Bye for now, and see you in my next video.